happens here. Test, microphone check. Test, microphone check. All right, that works. Come on, you guys talk. Test, microphone check.
Coming through loud and clear.
Works. Come on, you guys talk. Test, microphone check.
Coming through loud and clear.
Works. Come on, you guys talk. Test, microphone check.
Coming through loud and clear.
Works. We got one, you guys talk. Test, microphone check.
Coming through loud and clear.
Works. We
He's
got
on
one,
the
you guys
line,
talk.
Evelyn.
Test, microphone check.
Coming through loud and clear.
Let's try this again. Someone else talk again. 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 Let's try this again. Someone else talk again.
Hey, Corey.
All right, that's working. So I need to do that, and then I'm going to change this Google Capture. How is that coming through? How is that coming through? How is that? All right, well, my mic is going to be hot because I just realized streaming's hard. All right. I want to change one thing. Scene 2. All right, I think. Well, I'm going to do a display capture here instead of that. Display capture 2. Okay. What happens if I hide that? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Will, for doing that for me. Anthony, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. We are a little bit behind. So, I apologize, but this is, we're going to pull up this. And we will get started. Of course, this is pretty typical ExploreSec, right? Where I guess Jeff was trying to talk and we didn't hear him. All right. Aha. Okay. That's working. It looks like it's working online. David's here. This does not look right. Oh, okay. There we go. Boom. All right. I think we're just about ready. Where's Adam at? Who does this? He's getting a drink. Yeah, probably. And unfortunately, no, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna have to do this. Admit. Jeff, were you working on your audio? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Okay,
I had to switch browsers.
Figure you weren't shifting me. Do you have this Google? Can you do me a favor and drop this in the Slack for people to join?
Meet
Yeah, it
link?
looks like Will and other people. I mean, several people are on the stream, which is great. I love that. They're chatting there, so that's awesome. But if anyone would like to join, that's in our Slack. I'd love to have them hop on. Looks like Adam would be just a few minutes late. I have been spending the last 40 minutes trying to get set up because this is my Google Meet. I don't know what happened with our subscription at ExploreSec, but our Google Meet, my Google Meet does not have automatic streaming. I think educational. I have to have like an enterprise version or something, so I got to figure that out. But I have OBS, and we have set it up on OBS, so that's why it's setting up. Can someone? Hey, Will, since you're just here and you're on YouTube chat, which is great because you can let me know if there's other people there. You could drop the ExploreSec link in there.
Yeah, no problem. 1 second.
That'd be great. The Slack channel, so that's a promotion for that. All right, so we are going to get started here in just a few minutes. I am going to go grab my beverages of choice, and I'll be right back. And that's going to give Adam some time to hop on. So.
And start drop the link to the Slack or to the
just
meeting?
the Slack. I don't want to put the Google Meet on the
I was about to say, sure.
People should be signing up for the Slack because that's where you get the invite. I'm fine with that. I'm just adding another layer of defense in depth. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We need no more Thomas the Trains.
Adam's here. We can now start. I'm kidding. I've been scrambling for the last 40 minutes trying to get set up properly, so you're good.
Oh shit! I was supposed to get on and help you, and I forgot about it.
Oh, it wasn't your problem. So Google Meet, like we could live stream from our other Google Meet channel. My account apparently doesn't have that feature, so I've been scrambling to get OBS set up properly.
I see.
I have it installed, and I've done it before, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But I just now got done, so your timing is good.
Okay, well, I have to go and fetch my last prop.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I brought myself a Guinness to have for the meeting, but I was looking for this for one. Two.
You don't have? Look, I've got like a
Yeah, no.
one here. I got a salt one here. I've got, let's see. I've got an abnormal one here. I've got all sorts of them just laying around my desk.
But because of today's festivities, hold on.
I was going to rename this. Can I edit this?
I was hoping that I would actually have more than this, but
What is this?
it's snow.
No.
You guys have snow?
Carolina snow.
That's right.
and I'm going to have a little bit of Elijah Craig on it.
Ooh, I like that.
And I was really hoping to have enough to chill it, but no.
Cheers.
that'd be great.
Cheers. The glass is nice and cold though, so. Yeah, no, it started snowing here about 3 o'clock ish. And it dusted everything, and then that kind of evaporated, melted, and now we've got a nice solid dusting again. I'm hoping that we wake up to enough to at least beat my kid in the head with a snowball in the morning.
There you go. Well, our kid's school got canceled just for extreme cold weather. We're not even getting any snow. So
Shame.
I've already told the wife, I'm like, I don't get that, but okay. All right, I think we're ready to get this party started. We're a little bit behind. I am going to cut this up into 2 different streams. So when we transition over to the presentation, I'm going to cut the stream and start a new one. So this is just for anybody new. This is our introductions where we introduce ourselves and talk about news and other announcements. And then we'll get into the actual meat of the presentation. So let's do that. All right. So welcome to ExploreSec. This is your first time. You heard me and Adam talking. We are the co-founders. We started this back in 2014. Jessica Betel, which I don't even know if I have the slide deck still set up to transition her out, but we haven't seen her in a very long time. So if you see her, we should put her on a milk carton.
You're not sharing slides, by the way. And I did do it.
I am not sharing with you guys. I'm sharing online, so get wrecked. But I will share. With
Oh,
you.
okay. I didn't know I had.
No,
I didn't know I had to have the YouTube video up.
No, I'm an idiot. So I need to share in multiple spots here. All right, I apologize. Again, I can't do it, so I have to do it in 2 different spots now. We're gonna figure this out.
I did adjust the opacity on her picture down just a smidge.
Did you?
So
I hit it next. Well, hold on. We'll get through. We got Corey, the director, and then Mr. Jeff Lang, who is one of the OG members of the group. I think he's one of the first 4 people at our meeting.
I'm going to amend history if this isn't accurate. It's the history I'm going to tell from now on. Jeff was the very first person we recruited for this horrible show, and he's still with us today.
Yeah, we were at, what was that bar? It was
Jake's?
Jake's, maybe. It was
I think it was
a meet and
Jake's.
greet, and you guys were hiding in the corner, and it was actually my wife that found you out.
Yeah. Hi, Heather.
She's teaching tonight, but I will pass along the toast.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So let's see if we can just. By the way, I am doing some sound troubleshooting. David says Adam sounds like a transformer, which is probably as cool as it sounds. But that could be the OBS happening.
It also could be me.
No, you sound fine on the meetup, so I think it's something within my. Go ahead and talk again.
Testing 1 2.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if that sounds. Oh, I bet you that's what it was. Okay. David, let me know if it's still sounding. I think I got it working.
Domo arigato.
Yeah, I can't check it because when I was doing it, I was creating a loop because I'm doing my sound at the same time. So yeah, anybody that's online, okay. Bellinia said it's perfect. Let me know if that's how you say your name too, by the way. I'm really bad at. I am epically bad at pronouncing people's names. So getting connected. As I mentioned, the Slack. We are at explorosec.org. info@explorosec.org. We are on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube.com @explorosec, which is not where you're at. You're at ExploreSec. We'll talk about that in a minute. This slide's going to change for next month, but before we did that, we wanted to go ahead and just still have it in this meeting. So if you're wanting to present, actually me and Anthony, he hopped on a little bit early. He recommended a talk maybe about a vendor. I think we've talked about having vendors on so we can kind of beat them up if they're willing to come on and talk about their product, and we can, really question them. I think that could be a fun segment. I have created vendor bingo cards, so that could be fun to like have a prize with it as well. But yeah, if you want to present, let us know. We're always looking for ideas. We'll talk about next month too. So we are gonna rebrand to ExploreSec. We have our organizer meeting the first Monday of the month, and it's gotten a lot tougher to meet in person. People have had, they have reproduced, and then others are relocating. Jeff and myself, we were in Columbia, South Carolina, and then we moved away, so we were not able to help with meeting in person. But we did try it last year with like Meetup.com, hoping more people would come in. We'd bring some new people in that would be able to help out with organizing and then also setting up in-person stuff. That just hasn't been the case. Will has been very gracious to do that, but even Will has had, just some problems getting in place, and we don't want to rely on one person. That's why we had, I think, like we've always had at least like 4 that could meet in person. We were up to 6 at one point, I think.
It didn't say at 6 for long.
No, well, I moved away, but either way, like, so we've always had a new way to come in. The pandemic has really kind of killed that. So
the keyboard on that poor AI laptop just it's experienced some things.
Oh, the stories it could tell.
I think some of them involve fire.
So yeah, the pandemic is kind of, we were up to easily mid 20 people on a regular basis meeting with ColoSec.
We had a good party rocking and rolling, and then everybody got sick.
Yeah. It is all my fault. It is all my fault, David.
How
yes.
dare you?
So if you guys want to join on chat, I am paying attention to chat. So David blames me, not COVID, for it all falling apart. I left in 2016, so the thing ran for the next 4 years and actually grew without me. So I'd honestly say it was probably better I took myself out.
Oh God. So I have this thing about looking up and suddenly realizing how many years have passed between me and some date, and the fact that it was 2016 when you left is just a yawning chasm of time has reached out to slap me in the face.
Yep. My daughter's now driving, so and she left at 7.
She's supposed to be like 7.
I know. Not anymore. So yeah. So we kind of made the decision of going virtual. I could, it's tough. There's money involved with us running ColoSec, including the Squarespace site, the Google Meetup. We all pay for all that. It's out of pocket. I'm already doing ExploreSec as a separate company, which a lot of the same stuff like applies. So it just made sense, I think, to kind of roll it up into there. And we what I really appreciated from because we talked about, I would say, last year in January, we talked about shutting down. You're like, do we just go ahead and shut it down? And just call it. And we wanted to give it another shot again with Meetup. We have had some people come in person. Jeff and I come down every once in a while. We try to time it for the ColoSec meeting. So we still enjoyed the in-person stuff, but I think we wanted to go virtual. And the comment, I can't remember if Adam or Corey said it, I think both of you guys said, is like, I still want to do something. I still want to meet together. So that's where kind of the virtual idea, and I floated the idea of ExploreSec. So with that all being said, we are going to transition from the ColoSec name. We're still going to keep the Slack. We might rename it. I don't know. We're going to kind of do it as a slow transition because we're still paid through like August for the website and Google Meet and other stuff. But we have like stuff that's got to move. We're going to like clean out our Google Drive and kind of start consolidating a lot of stuff. So you'll see that over the next several months to do that. Can someone put the Slack channel into the YouTube chat channel, or at least put in Google Meets, and then I'll throw it in there.
Yeah, I put it on the there's comments earlier. I can put it in again if no one can see it.
Well, put it on the stream chat. I don't see it in the stream chat.
Here, 1 second.
Or maybe maybe I have settings set up for that you can't necessarily post links. So you might have to defang it, and then that will get it in there.
I see. Okay, hang on.
And that may have been the thing. I'm just guessing here, but I gotta. So as you can see here, we're kind of a work in progress. We'll get this down. We'll figure this out. I'm using, we got to change through some stuff, but we'll make it through. What this does do is allow us to still meet in person from the comforts of our own home, and we get to kind of expand our reach to other parts of the country so people can hop in and join. We'll continue to allow people to join Google Meet. You'll have to get on either our email listserv or the Slack channel to be able to come in, because we don't want to just throw a Google Meet out on the internet and then have people come in. We've had that happen before with as Jeff mentioned earlier, the Thomas the Train. If you go to here, hold on, let me see if I can put this in here. If you go to ExploreSec.org, you can get the Slack link from there as well too.
Yeah, it's in the how to find us section. I think we said at the same time there.
Okay, cool. All right. Any questions on any of that? I only have a few people on, but it's fine. All right. Moving on. Mental Health Hackers Month, or Mental Health Hackers, is an organization we like to support, especially this time of year. Was it 2-3 years ago we found out about a ExploreSec member that had committed suicide? Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So we have always been a big supporter of this. If you need help, if you're, this is definitely the dark times. I've gone through them. A lot of people are going through it. If you need help, definitely reach out. There's resources there to help you. Get outside. I don't know if anybody else doing Dry January, or am I the only person doing that? Anyways, whatever. I'm doing Dry January. This is what I got, by the way. I forgot to add the beer slide, so I'm showing you. It's Wellbeing. Wellbeing's actually really good. I found that to be some of the better non-alcoholic beer.
I have just decided, and I'm not doing Dry January because I'm not about that life. But I did pick up I saw a 12-pack of non-alcoholic Sierra Nevada beers, so
Yeah,
gonna
try that out.
give those a try and see what that's about.
Mix it in. Yeah. Well, and I'm actually going to stop. I have one more week too, because I'm just doing 30 days, and I started like 2 days before New Year's Eve. I was in bed at New Year's Eve at like 9 p.m. So I was not partaking in those festivities. Events, and I forgot to add it here, but we got the Cola Lug, which I still believe is meeting in person. So absolutely check that out. The Palmetto Cyber Conference is March 17th and 18th. That is being put on locally. That was a pretty good time last year when I went. And then what I like to promote is ShowMeCon, June 6th through 10th. So they have training there. It's my favorite conference to go to. I will be going there. If you listen to my podcast, you're going to find a lot of ShowMeCon episodes of just talking about some of the presenters and organizers. So if you want to get some more details there, definitely check that out. Another thing that I'll mention here is next month we are going to do an online CTF. So we are going to still meet on. I think we're still planning to meet at our normal third Tuesday of the month. We'll kind of talk more about like capture the flag stuff. But then the following week, which is February 25th. And signups are already available on meetup.com. We are going to make people register for this to get them involved, but we're going to have an online CTF with Corelight. It's going to be a network-based CTF. So if you want to learn about network-based forensics and looking at traffic and other stuff, they'll walk through like how to do it, and then kind of go from there. So that should be a good time. We're going to do that on Google Meet as well. We'll figure out that. Open to people if they want to do teams or a competition. We're kind of just doing it as a learning opportunity for people. It's a free one too. Corelight's putting this on for free, which is really great, and why we think it's a really good idea. Jeff, did you have anything to add to that I may have missed? You just double muted yourself, but I think you said no. I got everything.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was talking away. I was looking up stuff about the meetup, making sure that the registration was out there, and I was going to drop that into the Slack channel as well. But it is network based, like Tim said, and so we're going to be looking at a lot of Zeek type data. So if you're not all that familiar, you can take a look at Zeek. It is basically network based traffic monitoring, and it can extract information and data from the wire and actually carve up some of that data so you can see like HTTP headers and you can see SMTP information. You'll have access to like flow-like data and all sorts of things along those lines. And so Corelight actually created Zeek. Actually, Zeek was created as a product called Bro. Back in the day, it's been around for quite a while. They renamed it to Zeek, and then now they have their kind of their corporate entity that provides tools. They provide hardware as well to run their Corelight product, and so they've been good to support. I've worked with them in the past. I know Tim's worked with them in the past as well. So.
Yeah, shameless plug. I just had the actually, a matter of fact, released today. I had a great conversation with the CEO, Brian Dye from Corelight, and they are very community and open source focused. So it was a really good conversation with him. I'd recommend checking that out. All right, let's get to the news. This is the fun part of the intro. 5 scattered spider members were charged. 4 Americans, 1 British, 20 to 25 years old. There's been kind of a lot of this coming out about they've evolved from the comms, so we're really getting some insight into the underground. These are very much scattered spiders, like a group of kids that have focused on social engineering tactics. So think the Caesars and MGM breaches and several others is pretty much calling up a service desk and getting accounts reset so that they can get in and do different stuff. So that's kind of those members. A lot of them are teenagers or in their early 20s, and they're getting caught by law enforcement because they're U.S. based. So, and there's a lot more of them out there, but it's good to see that they're kind of getting rounded up and hopefully making people think twice about resetting people's passwords to try and get into an organization. Yes, Corey.
Another common tactic this group will use is basically using mules to go into cell phone providers, Verizon, AT&T, so on and so forth, and get them to perform basically SIM swap, SIM swapping to take over an account. And if you have SMS-based MFA, if that's not on your list of things for your org, that is a no-no. You should go talk to your CISO or whoever's in leadership and say, hey, we should stop using SMS MFA. It is an attack vector. It can be compromised. So I would highly recommend that y'all take care of that. This is a group that does use that tactic. So there you go.
Adam,
Does anybody know if there are criminal penalties for SIM swapping in that situation? I mean, I would imagine it has to fall afoul of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, but maybe not.
As I think that's pretty broad as far as what that covers.
Yeah.
So I would assume it does.
But then you'd have to catch the mule, and how do?
Oh, you're talking about the mule, if they get in trouble for that? Yeah, I think they get in trouble with law enforcement, but I don't know that's like necessarily jail time.
There has to be some level of impersonation that they do, right, for an individual, for the account. I mean, they have to impersonate that individual. But yeah, I mean, local law enforcement would be involved, getting them to correlate all that back. And if there's actually anything that happens to them, Adam, it's an excellent question.
It sounds like a shitload of legwork to get a flunky.
Well, and I think a lot of this can be traced back. Like it is a lot of legwork, but if the breach is serious enough, right? If they get into one of these
Sure,
top
but I'm
500
just
companies,
saying, as a general procedure, the mules aren't who you're after anyway.
No, but I mean, you can go after the mules, and then that might tie back to individuals. I mean, they're rounding up all these people that are doing this kind of stuff, so there's enough of a trail, and by law enforcement, it's if it's serious enough, like you don't mess with casinos, right? They're lucky those kids didn't have like their legs broken or their families, threatened. So, moving on. China hacks all the things. So, and this is like I had like 2 months backlog, by the way. That the scattered spider one happened in November. In this case, we've had some more recent news, but then also I think around December, we had telecommunications get hacked by China's APT groups. At least 9 were hacked so far, and that is more recent information. I went and looked for the latest information. That includes things like AT&T, Mobile, Verizon. They're taking things like metadata and communication content, and then also looking for a very important list. And this was from Risky Business, where they call out that that looking at who the government has identified as a Chinese spy could give them some insights onto if they found one of their spies, or if they did, they can make them, leave the country, right? It's that kind of level of espionage or information gathering within the telecommunication companies. And the government is saying use more secure comms, don't use SMS, to Corey's point about resetting password tokens. But then the other thing, and this has been we've known about this for decades at this point, is that telecommunications are insecure, is that now the government wants the telecommunication companies to strengthen their security. So I'd be interested to see how that plays out over the next decade. Generously did come out assist and say that actually the Chinese APT groups targeted the government networks first, and then the telcos second, and that kind of leads into the Treasury, which is the latest news from the China's APT groups. Is they got in through the identity service provider Beyond Trust, which was breached in December, and they specifically went after foreign asset control and foreign investments. So again, that's just more information gathering around how the U.S. is interacting with different foreign countries. 400 laptops and desktops were compromised. 3,000 unclassified documents were stolen outside of working hours. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys' thoughts on that, but and there are none.
I mean, I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on right now.
Why not? That's the fun of it.
Oh man, it's a very exciting time to be alive. I'd like to have some boring times to live in.
It is, and actually, speaking of boring, TikTok was banned and then unbanned, by the way.
By the same dude. I just want to point that out for anyone paying attention. Spent 5 years screaming that we needed to ban it, and then I unbanned it. Look, aren't I magnanimous?
Yeah, I mean, that's politics. Like that is epic level politicking right there. So for the story, I mean, what was it? Saturday night at like 11 p.m. Eastern, like TikTok just went offline. Like you couldn't even get to it. I checked it Sunday morning. It came out that Trump was going to give them a 90-day extension to allow them the company to sell to a U.S. based company. So TikTok is entirely Chinese owned. And so as long as they're on the path to selling the company, they have a 90-day extension. So this still might go into effect 90 days later, because he can't stop the law altogether, but he is allowed to give a 90-day, which
there's,
to your point, I mean, that allows them to still ban it at some point too, right? But still give people what it's politicking, playing people.
The way the whole situation has come out gives Trump all of the power over the app. It puts him in an incredible bargaining position with ByteDance and China. So
I mean, I'm all for banning of TikTok. I'm a very anti-social media based person, so I don't care. I really don't care about this. This is just another one of the things I like to watch because people are freaking out about it. The other thing was people switching over to what was it, like Red One was like another Chinese
Red Note.
Red Note, yeah, was another one.
Red One is an awful Christmas movie.
Oh, come on. It was kind of fun.
It was kind
I
of fun.
loved Red One. It was one of those dumb 80 action movies that like it's just fun
Yeah.
to watch. I enjoyed it. I know it was super dumb, plot holes all over the place, but I enjoy those movies.
It has The Rock as The Rock.
Chris Evans is Chris Evans.
Yeah. Another terrifying thing that's occurred on all of the social media apps except for Blue Sky at this point, and hell, they may follow suit soon, is they're now what's the correct term? Not banning, but suppressing all of the Democrat hashtags and anti-Republican hashtags. So like Trump inflation as a hashtag was doesn't actually yield any search results when you're in the US, but if you get on a VPN from like Ireland, there all kinds of content pops up.
Is that for Twitter or?
It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, on TikTok. I've seen screenshots floating around from all of those social media platforms except Blue Sky. And from what I understand, Blue Sky's content moderation team is really tiny and doesn't have the resources to pull off something like that. But yeah, it seems like the one political party has captured a significant apparatus in the social media ecosystem. So, an interesting development in this world we live in.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and a lot of the content moderation teams are going away, and like Elon Musk has just accepted this is a right wing platform, or Twitter's just a right wing platform, and we're going to amplify everything.
Between that and the salute he gave from behind the seal of the president, which is don't know how I'm living with that quite yet, but
right. That's a great transition though into Cybertrucks. Back in December, this is the skating dog story, by the way. Back in December, the Cybertruck was had a faulty update. It was update. Oh, I thought I put it down. It's like 4.25. Whatever. I put a link in the ExploreSec Slack channel under news, but apparently it bricked it. To fix a bricked Cybertruck, by the way, you have to have someone come pick it up. Then they take it back to their service center. Apparently, an hour later, it was fixed, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But my favorite was pulling out of the thread for it was the technical notes, and more importantly, they called out hammered as a technical term, which I am going to use absolutely everywhere I can. Found firmware hammered for an unknown reason midway through install. I love that as a technical term for saying something screwed up. Any other news?
I do have one thing, and that was a incident that came out on January 17th. It was announced there's a product called Power School, which is used by a lot of K through 12 schools across the nation. The state of North Carolina, I think the state of South Carolina, Commonwealth of Virginia were all impacted by it, but they did have a data breach. Around the 28th of December, Power School became aware that they had bad actors in the system, and they did access PII for both employees and students. And so it even made all the local news stations around about it. And it was a password that they social engineered off of a support worker of some sort who had access to all the data in the system. So,
what was the date on that? this event happened?
So January 7th was when they communicated to Power School institutions that there was an issue, and a public announcement on the 17th of January. And they noticed that it was going on around December 28th of 2024.
Okay.
So for all of you that do have children in those systems, be aware that is, their information is probably out there. So.
Any other news items? Guess not. All right. Let's move on to the presentation. Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to drop that in chat.
It's this incident.
And I didn't add you in here, Adam. I'm sorry. I should have probably added you in.
No. You shouldn't add me in because I'm going to be useless to you. I'm color commentary, and I really got 0 reading done after you and I were on Discord yesterday. So
that's fantastic. All right. So yeah, we're gonna do the understanding the new HIPAA security rule proposals. I'm gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna start it again. So we're gonna have 2 separate things. I think for the streams is the new section, so people just watch that, and then you don't have to skip through all the bullshit to get to the actual presentation, which I got to set up anyway. So I'm going to stop the stream here, and we will be right back. I need like transition music, by the way.
We do have that music somewhere.